The Last of the Light Brigade by Rudyard Kipling. A Robin Reads audiobook. Subscribe for more audiobooks. There were 30 million English who talked of England's might. There were 20 broken troopers who lacked a bed for the night. They had neither food nor money, they had neither service nor trade. They were only shiftless soldiers, the last of the Light Brigade. They felt that life was fleeting. They knew not that art was long, that though they were dying of famine, they lived in deathless song. They asked for little money to keep the wolf from the door, and the 30 million English sent £20 and 4. They laid their heads together that were scarred and lined and grey. Keen were the Russian sabres, but want was keener than they. And an old troop sergeant muttered, "Let us go to the man who writes the things on balaclava the kiddies at school recites." They went without bands or colours, a regiment 10 file strong, to look for the master singer who had crowned them all in his song. And, waiting his servant's order, by the garden gate they stayed, a desolate little cluster, the last of the Light Brigade. They strove to stand to attention, to straighten the toil-bowed back. They drilled on an empty stomach, the loose-knit files fell slack. With stooping of weary shoulders, in garments tattered and frayed, they shambled into his presence, the last of the Light Brigade. The old troop sergeant was spokesman, and, "Begging your pardon," he said, "you wrote of the Light Brigade, sir. Here's all that isn't dead. And it's all come true what you wrote, sir, regarding the mouth of hell, for we're all of us nigh to the workhouse, and we thought we'd call and tell. No, thank you, we don't want food, sir, but couldn't you take and write a sort of to be continued and see next page of the fight? We think that someone has blundered, and couldn't you tell 'em how? You wrote we were heroes once, sir. Please, write we are starving now." The poor little army departed, limping and lean and forlorn, and the heart of the master singer grew hot with the scorn of scorn. And he wrote for them wonderful verses that swept the land like flame, till the fatted souls of the English were scourged with the thing called shame. They sent a cheque to the felon that sprang from an Irish bog. They healed the spavined cab-horse, they housed the homeless dog. And they sent, you may call me a liar, when felon and beast were paid, a cheque for enough to live on, to the last of the Light Brigade. O 30 million English that babble of England's might, behold there are 20 heroes who lack their food tonight. Our children's children are lisping to honour the charge they made, and we leave to the streets and the workhouse the charge of the Light Brigade. The Ballad of East and West. Oh, east is east, and west is west, and never the twain shall meet, till earth and sky stand presently at God's great judgment seat. But there is neither east nor west, border nor breed nor birth, when two strong men stand face to face, though they come from the ends of the earth. Kamal is out with 20 men to raise the border side, and he has lifted the colonel's mare that is the colonel's pride. He has lifted her out of the stable door between the dawn and day, and turned the calkins upon her feet, and ridden her far away. Then up and spoke the colonel's son that led a troop of the guides, "Is there never a man of all my men can say where Kamal hides?" Then up and spoke Mohammed Khan, the son of the Rasaldar, "If ye know the track of the morning mist, ye know where his pickets are. At dusk he harries the Abazai, at dawn he is into Bonaire, but he must go by Fort Bucklow to his own place to fare. So if ye gallop to Fort Bucklow as fast as a bird can fly, by the favour of God ye may cut him off ere he win to the tongue of Jagai. But if he be past the tongue of Jagai, Right swiftly turn ye then, for the length and the breadth of that grisly plain is sown with Kamal's men. There is rock to the left, and rock to the right, and low lean thorn between, and ye may hear a breech-bolt snick where never a man is seen. The colonel's son has taken horse, and a raw, rough dun was he, with the mouth of a bell, and the heart of hell, and the head of a gallows tree. The colonel's son to the fort has won, they bid him stay to eat, who rides at the tail of a border thief, he sits not long at his meat. He's up and away from Fort Bucklow as fast as he can fly, till he was aware of his father's mare in the gut of the tongue of Jagai, till he was aware of his father's mare with Kamal upon her back, and when he could spy the white of her eye, he made the pistol crack. He has fired once, he has fired twice, but the whistling ball went wide. "Ye shoot like a soldier," Kamal said. "Show now if ye can ride." It's up and over the tongue of Jagai, as blown dust devils go. The dun he felt like a stag of 10, but the mare like a barren doe. The dun he leaned against the bit and slugged his head above, but the red mare played with the snaffle bars, as a maiden plays with a glove. There was rock to the left and rock to the right, and low lean thorn between, and thrice he heard a breech-bolt snick, though never a man was seen. They have ridden the low moon out of the sky, their hoofs drum up the dawn. The dun he went like a wounded bull, but the mare like a new-roused fawn. The dun he fell at a water-course, in a woeful heap fell he, and Kamal has turned the red mare back, and pulled the rider free. He has knocked the pistol out of his hand, small room was there to strive. "'Twas only by favour of mine," quoth he, "ye rode so long alive. There was not a rock for 20 mile, there was not a clump of tree, but covered a man of my own men with his rifle cocked on his knee. If I had raised my bridle hand, as I have held it low, the little jackals that flee so fast were feasting all in a row. If I had bowed my head on my breast, as I have held it high, the kite that whistles above us now were gorged till she could not fly." Lightly answered the colonel's son, "Do good to bird and beast, but count who come for the broken meats before thou makest a feast. If there should follow 1,000 swords to carry my bones away, belike the price of a jackal's meal were more than a thief could pay. They will feed their horse on the standing crop, their men on the garnered grain. The thatch of the byres will serve their fires when all the cattle are slain. But if thou thinkest the price be fair, thy brethren wait to sup. The hound is kin to the jackal spawn. Howl, dog, and call them up. And if thou thinkest the price be high, in steer and gear and stack, give me my father's mare again, and I'll fight my own way back." Kamal has gripped him by the hand and set him upon his feet. "No talk shall be of dogs," said he, "when wolf and grey wolf meet. May I eat dirt if thou hast hurt of me in deed or breath. What dam of lances brought thee forth to jest at the dawn with death?" Lightly answered the colonel's son, "I hold by the blood of my clan. Take up the mare for my father's gift. By God, she has carried a man." The red mare ran to the colonel's son, and nuzzled against his breast. "We be 2 strong men," said Kamal then, "but she loveth the younger best. So she shall go with a lifter's dower, my turquoise-studded rein, my broidered saddle and saddle-cloth, and silver stirrup twain." The colonel's son a pistol drew, and held it muzzle-end. "Ye have taken the one from a foe," said he. "Will ye take the mate from a friend?" "A gift for a gift," said Kamal straight. "A limb for the risk of a limb. Thy father has sent his son to me. I'll send my son to him." With that he whistled his only son, that dropped from a mountain crest. He trod the ling like a buck in spring, and he looked like a lance in rest. "Now here is thy master," Kamal said, "who leads a troop of the guides, and thou must ride at his left side as shield on shoulder rides, till death or I cut loose the tie, at camp and board and bed. Thy life is his, thy fate it is to guard him with thy head. So thou must eat the White Queen's meat, and all her foes are thine, and thou must carry thy father's hold for the peace of the border line, and thou must make a trooper tough and hack thy way to power,
Belike they will raise thee to Wresseldar when I am hanged in Peshawar.
They have looked each other between the eyes, and there they found no fault. They have taken the oath of the brother in blood on leavened bread and salt. They have taken the oath of the brother in blood on fire and fresh-cut sod, on the hilt and the haft of the Khyber knife, and the wondrous names of God. The colonel's son, he rides the mare, and Kamal's boy the dun. And 2 have come back to Fort Bucklow, where there went forth but 1. And when they drew to the quarter-guard, full 20 swords flew clear. There was not a man but carried his feud with the blood of the mountaineer. "Ha done, ha done," said the colonel's son. "Put up the steel at your sides. Last night ye had struck at a border thief. To-night 'tis a man of the guides." Oh, east is east, and west is west, and never the twain shall meet, till earth and sky stand presently at God's great judgment seat. But there is neither east nor west, border nor breed nor birth, when 2 strong men stand face to face, though they come from the ends of the earth. Thank you for listening to Robin Reads audiobooks. If you enjoyed this audiobook, please like, subscribe, click the bell notification icon to keep up to date on all the latest uploads, and give a super thanks or become a channel member to support the channel further. These audiobooks will also become available on Spotify, Bandcamp, Audible, and other audiobook platforms.